Hey everyone, this is Scott DeCamp with MLive.com. I'm here with Cory Olsen at Ford Field. We're in the aftermath of Western Michigan's 29-23 MAC title victory. And fantastic crowd, 45,000, blew away a MAC record in that, MAC title game record in that. And just a really exciting game and much closer than anyone anticipated. What were your takeaways as far as that goes?
I think in a game like this, you can think about the outcome, you can think about all the intangibles, but when it comes to actually playing the game and the emotion involved, the adrenaline, that's going to take the game in a route that you can't anticipate at all. And I think we saw that with Ohio's defense. I think we saw that with some challenges that the Broncos had on offense. There's just a lot of question marks when the game actually comes down to be played.
I think, and you're going to have this in a season like this, a 13-year-old season, and really any successful season, you're not going to steamroll everybody. And obviously, it's kind of fitting though how the first game was a really tight one, the last one was a tight one to kind of bookend. They're perfect 13-0. I know they've got another game left, but we'll get to that in a little bit. But as far as another thing you have to do in a special season is overcome some adversity. And probably wasn't Zach Terrell's best game. He threw a couple picks, which, by the way, were only numbers 2 and 3 on the season. It's incredible the season he's had. But can you speak to maybe some of those things they did have to overcome?
Yeah, I think 2 interceptions that Zach Terrell threw, very, very challenging. Like you mentioned, interceptions 2 and 3, so he's got 32 touchdown passes and 3 interceptions. Still pretty awesome numbers compared to Tom Brady or whomever else in the NFL you'd like to. Once again, kind of came out, struggled to get in the end zone. They had to rely on 3 field goals for their first 3 scores. Very unlike this team to have to do that. And so, from an offensive standpoint, that's a big challenge. I thought they did good things. They shut down Ohio's offense pretty well at the beginning, but then started seeping away with those interceptions.
Speaking of interceptions, was there a bigger play in the game than when Robert Spillane picked off that pass in the closing seconds?
No, I think that the game is played and all those things happen, and you hate to say that one play makes a game, but that made this game. Without that interception, they've got a couple more tries at getting in the end zone. They've got 51 more seconds. Ohio has 51 more seconds to try to put it in the end zone. Western's only up by 6 within a minute. I mean, anything can happen, and Spillane pulling down that interception, huge play of the game.
Isn't that crazy how there's that symmetry there from Spillane? If you think back to the opener at Northwestern, he's the one that jarred the ball loose as Northwestern's going in for the winning score, knocked it out, and now today he seals it with the interception. I mean, how poetic is that?
Very poetic. Robert Spillane is an interesting individual in that he was recruited during the 1-11 season 4 years ago. Coach Fleck mentioned that he was one of the first recruits to actually commit to Western, and he saw that 1-11 season. He did campus visits during that 1-11 season. And for him to buy in at that point, before even putting on a Western Michigan helmet, and then to have the start like he did against Northwestern, to lock in that win with a turnover, and then to lock in the MAC championship win with an interception. Amazing.
All these things in this game that we just discussed, the adversity they've overcome, the big plays, it all led to the first MAC title for Western since 1988, and now we kind of turn our attention to what's ahead. That's just the nature of what we do in our business, and the question of the night afterwards was Cotton Bowl. Did Western, have they done enough to earn it? And PJ Fleck had some interesting comments on that, which we have a video up on that. You should check it out. But what are your thoughts on that? What he said?
I think he's right. I think they've earned it. There's nothing more that they could do to earn it. You could say, well, they could have blown out teams bigger. They could have blown out Ohio. Yeah. They beat who they beat and who was in front of them every game. And Navy has it. They haven't. Now they still have 2 games to play, but they're not going to be undefeated. There's just too much in the plus column for Western and too much in the negative for Navy, in my opinion, for them to take the Cotton Bowl berth over Western Michigan.